Okay, well, we've got lots to do here because we're going to finish up a whole lot more information. So I copied a little bit more information over here as we're putting stuff together. And I think I'm going to need to put some color in the background here in a little bit just to kind of get a little bit of contrast so I can start defining these areas here. But we're going to start throwing some things together. I've been working on this little thing here. I'm going to have to come back to that right here. Got a couple other pieces of fun information that we're going to throw in here just as little tidbits right there. 36 apples, it's required to make 1 gallon of cider. And again, I'm just doing stuff here that's all fun stuff that we find in a grocery store or a supermarket. So 36 apples equals 1 gallon of cider. So of course, this needs to be an absolutely awesome infographic. So I think the 36 apples becomes big and equals the 1 gallon of cider is going to be in its own container right there. And choose a nice font there. It's going to work. And I think this needs to be all caps as well. Kind of continue on with the tradition. And don't know if I need to make this green or I need to make this red. So let's see. Got my eyedropper tool. Green, dark red. I like the green apples. Yep, 36 apples equals 1 gallon of cider. Makes 1 gallon of cider. Make that all caps too. There it is. Makes 1 gallon of cider. I think that needs to be bold as well. That works. But now we need some pictures to go with this, don't we? We sure do. So I'm going to grab that, but that needs to be thin. So I'm actually going to make that light. All caps. Reduce that in size. And make the 1 gallon. There we go. I think that needs to be bold so it gets called out. Make that large. There it is. Okay, got that. So now we need to make 1 gallon of cider. Well, of course we need a little cider jug, don't we? Cider jug time. How do we make it? No idea, but I think I'm going to start with this. Doing my little rounded corner one, get my little jug-like fixture right there. And that definitely needs to be brown, no question about it. There it is. There's my apple cider jug right there. And then of course we need a little tapered edge with a little lip on that whole thing. Triangle time. Polygon tool, draw my triangle. Yep, park that on top there. You're probably saying, that doesn't look right. We're not done, folks. Not done, not done. We get the little taper there, bring that up so we get our little tapered edge. That's going to go right to the edge there. Yep, talking to yourself always helps. The more you talk to yourself, the better the infographics go. That needs to have less rounded edges, so I'm going to bring those out. I'm going to bring that little cap right down in there. And so now we're getting our little rocket style thing right there. Need to make that the same size and snap to it. Awesome. Bring that right down in there so that fits. And it does have that little lip on there, doesn't it? It does. It's got to have that little lip, which then requires us, yep, so a little lip, merge that together. Awesome, there we go. This whole thing gets chopped off because we can't have this big, huge missile silo right there. So that gets chopped off there, right down. Nope, not merged, chopped. There we go. And then, of course, we have to have our little rounded edge cider cap right here. That's going to go like so. That's going to line up right in the middle. That's our little cider jug. Merge those together. Then, of course, on top of this, I'm going to do a little opening right there, and that too needs a little opening too. Yes, I'm being a little bit crafty. Okay, then I have my little cider jug opening as well. Maybe I went overboard with the little lippy edges, but what the heck. There it is, merge it all together, boom. Of course, we need our little happy jug handle. So we're going to do an ellipse tool, do a rounded corner, flip the stroke, put that in there, bump up the stroke, put it there, reduce the size of our object, throw our little handle on there, too much of a stroke, right there, got that. Looks pretty good, merge it all together, the whole thing becomes a stroke. Can't do that because we got a stroke and a fill. Put it all together. Oh my gosh, jug of apple cider. I loves it. Okay, there's my jug of apple cider. And now I need to go ahead and put an apple on there because we need to know that this is apple cider. So, makes 1 gallon of apple cider. That needs to be apple cider color, doesn't it? Because, yep, that's going to be kind of a red. So we got our apple cider right there. There's a little cider jug and apple. Great way to make an apple. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to make an apple. Take one of those, take one of those, put those together, merge the whole shape together. We have our little apple. I'm going to squish it, make it a nice little apple. Wow, that looks good. And I'm going to use my little arc tool. Arc tool, beautiful. Put a stroke on that thing, boom, boom, boom. Go in, grab a color, make sure we got that stroke. Very nice. Do we need a, oh, we need rounded ends on that. I don't know what my thing with the rounded ends lately. Looks good, need a leaf, okay? Circle, we got this down pat, don't we? Circle, flip this over, circle. There's our leaf. Take the 2 circles as they overlap, knock out what's left, take out what's there, move it down, reduce it, 45-degree angle, shift it, put it in there, reduce it down a little bit more, make it look good, group it all together, right there, reduce it, put it on there, apple cider, right on the whole container. Yummy. There we have it. Container looks a little bit, well, you know, that red probably isn't rich enough there, so I'm going to go ahead and tweak that particular one. Get it out of here, ungroup the whole thing, go into my red, and I think we need to cut out the black in there. It makes it a little bit orange, so magenta. There it is. More magenta, more magenta. There we go. Ah, much better. Group, slide it right over. Apple cider time. Beautiful. Love it. Mm-hmm. There it is. You know what? I'd like a little dotted line right through here. I like dotted lines. They work really good. But you know, one of the problems with Illustrator is, do you ever try to do a dotted line in Illustrator? Watch this. Craziness line. I draw a dotted line right here, and I go into my stroke panel. Let me go ahead and apply a stroke color to it. Go into stroke panel, and I can do a dashed line. And it's like, I can round the ends of my line here. This is total craziness. I'm going to do a rounded corner line. So I've got to do my line, and I do my rounded corners here. And then I have to do my dash at like 6 points, and my gap at like 12 points, and my 6 points, and 12 points, and 6 points here, and 12. And it's like, okay, so I have this, but now it's like, okay, the dash needs to be like 3 points, because I have to round and I have to physically make the little dots. So they do that, and it's like, okay, that's even not enough, so I need to do like a dash of 2 points to do that, to actually get my little roundedness. It's like, are you serious? So now I got to do what? 1 point dash, a 12-point gap in order to get my lines to have little dotted lines on there. It's like, okay, is that not ridiculous? I just want a dotted line, and it's like, I've got to go through all that. And so I reduce the size of my line, and what does it do? It starts to squish out my circles because, of course, I'm now changing the line. Okay, that's really annoying. Seriously, and all the things that Illustrator can do, it can't just do a dotted line. It has to be a dashed, rounded line with, you know. Now, little trick here, folks. InDesign, I'm gonna take the InDesign file and I'm gonna create a new InDesign file. I'm gonna draw a line. Guess what InDesign has? InDesign has dotted lines. Oh, look, dotted line right there. Awesome. Take it from InDesign, copy it, put it in here, paste it in there. Oh, look, dotted line. Thank you very much. That works great. Thank you, InDesign. Thank you, InDesign, for doing what it is that Illustrator should have done.
Is it editable?
It should be. If I go in and, yeah, it's just a line. And cool. Let's see here if I can go here and I can actually edit it. So I can change the size of this here. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like I've got some funky stroke here or something like that. But I probably could go in here and I can expand the whole thing so that, yeah, it becomes a fill and a stroke right there. Object, expand. expand the fill, or is that just the stroke? So, not really editable. But if I ever want a dashed line, there it is, okay? But it's really quite annoying to have to use this feature in Illustrator that doesn't work like it should. But anyway, there's a nice little graphic right there. Stands quite cool. And you know, I think, even with this just needs to be made white. I don't think we need to make it a color. There's my apple. I'm gonna make this white too. So unfortunately, that fill has to be white, and that stem has to be a stroke of white. There's two different objects right there. Group it all together. Group, put it on here. Oh yeah, much better.
They're asking for XXX hard cider in the chat rooms.
Okay, here it is. You want XXX? Right here. Gonna grab this. Oh, not. Already thought of X. No, that's Command C. X comes later. Paste, edit it all. There we go. Select all. Come on. XXX. Stroke, fill, outline, reduce in size, park in middle. There it is, hard cider, all you want. Beautiful. There's my little infographic, 36 apples makes 1 gallon of apple cider. Beautiful. Love it, fits right in that nice little space, fills it in. Beautiful. Next. Oh, by the way, apples ripen 10 times faster at room temperature than when they're refrigerated. Ooh, now I got my apple. So now I'm gonna grab my apple, copy it over here. I think we need to go ahead and, of course, apply color to it. Didn't we already have that color? Yes, we did. And of course, I needed to make it more red, take out the black, make it more red. Grab my leaf. The leaf was the green. Eyedropper tool, sample that. Stroke was 3-point, it was green. Switch that over, 3-point stroke, beautiful, apple, done. Up, gotta round it again, because every time I flip the stroke in the fill, it always takes off all the attributes. Group, take that down, okay. Apples at room temperature, how do we show temperature? Easy, we do a nice little thermometer. So, draw a thermometer, yep, we're gonna do our rounded corner box right here. Can hold, rounded corner box, there it is. Up arrow to get more roundy, because I want a nice little round end of my thermometer. Perfect, swap the fill and the stroke, do a circle on the end of it right there. Grab my ellipse, I'm gonna put a nice big bulb at the bottom right there. There's my thermometer, like so. Pathfinder, group it all together. Gonna go ahead and throw in some little hash marks on there. So let's see, room temperature, it's going to be warm. So there it is, that's warm, that's what we have. Actually, that needs to be the same color as the apple, so it looks a little bit better. So room temperature, need to do a little bit of dividers in here. I'm gonna draw a line. Actually, I'm just gonna draw a line right there. Gonna need a stroke on this. Yep, that stroke's gonna be white to fill in there. It's also gonna have a little roundy end on there, beautiful. Go through, option click and drag, ding, ding, ding. Beautiful thermometer, group it all together. There's my thermometer. And now I need to apply my copy to this. This is Gotham, right there, bold. Needs to be all caps as well, like so. There it is. Of course, 10 times faster needs to be really bold. Is that how you spell ripen? Apple's ripping 10 times faster. Take my eyedropper tool, select that font, get it all the same. Cool. Yeah, you know, I think I need to make that just a little bit bolder there. And extra light, okay, that works. And then this is going to become black. Yep, put that all together, make it look good. Different font here, just to kind of create a little bit more emphasis. There we go. That's looking good. Now I've got that. Now I've got my apple. I put that in there. Got my little apple here. Where am I going to put that apple? Little apple. Well, maybe that just becomes a whole entire block right here. I just expand that whole thing. And then I'm going to break that down. So now I got my apple right here that I can kind of use over in this space, increase the size of it. And so now we got my little temperature thing right here. So, how do we show apples ripening faster? When it's hot as opposed to when it's cold? I don't know, but I kind of like this, so I'm going to copy this out of here and I'm going to paste that over here so I have 10 times faster. So now, oh, this could be a perfect example of how we could go in and we could show a nice little chart. So, oh, we can use our little pointers. Oh, great, here we go. I know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to drag this down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the entire thing down here and we're going to create an awesome chart. So I'm going to ungroup this and continue on down with my little spacing. Ooh, that's not exactly the same, is it? Nope, it's not. Okay, don't want to delete the whole thing. There we go. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show a cool little way that we can do how these things happen visually. So here's a perfect way to do one of my pointers. One of my favorite little pointers. I go in and I use a circle, like so. And then I use a stroke on my circle. I take half of the circle away. So I've got a little pointer like this, of course, round the ends, of course, little nubbins right there. And what this does is, this is kind of like a little capture cone, you know, like a little cone head thing. I put it there so you can kind of create something like that. And then I'm going to just go in, I'm going to draw a line right from that thing, like so. So it creates a little end, and it kind of shows you that particular point. And then you can see that, you know, when it's 10 times faster here, as opposed to, ooh, where'd it go? As opposed to something like this, where if we have this little one down here, we do something like that, then we can go ahead and copy this whole thing right on over, and I can drag it down here. Yep, see? Nice little visual graphic right there. We got our little pointers. This needs to, of course, be a little bit more subtle. I don't want this to be that dark, and I think that's going to come down to kind of like the light brown maybe. Yeah, I think that's what we got. Yep, that's going to work. And then, of course, the fill and the stroke right there. Need to go in, zoom in close, grab the fill, grab the stroke on that as well. Awesome. That's going to be my color right there. I'm going to drag onto that. It's going to be my stroke right there. Boom, boom, 2-point, rounded ends. Take care of it all. Very good. There I have it. Nice little graphic right there. So, oh, you know what? We need our little ripen things here. So what we're going to do is we're going to park that there. I'm going to do a line right here. And we need to have a stroke on that. There we go. Effect, distort, transform, zigzag, preview, smooth, not very much size. And then we can show you our little heat squiggles with, of course, rounded ends. And with our little heat squiggles, it shows you how the whole thing can ripen like so. Yes? I don't know, something like that. Group it all together, fit it all into the size, scale the whole thing so it fits. Nice little infographic there. All flat, two-dimensional objects right there. This needs to come up a little bit more. So now we have that right there. And, you know, it's all looking good. Nice little graphic. Probably want to integrate more of it here, but who knows? You know, maybe they get smaller and gets put over here. But for now, you know, we got it. because we got to get this thing done here, you know? We got an hour, and we've got a lot of bacon to fry up there. So this, I think, is also a little bit dark, and I had just gone in, and so I'm going to use my eyedropper tool, and I think I'm going to pick up just the brown color there to kind of knock it back a bit. Yeah, that actually looks good. And maybe that actually picks up the green as there, and that's going to reduce in size as well. Take that. Yeah, liking that, kind of swapping out some of the green and the red, kind of mixing it together there. So we can show how that works. Yep, okay. There it goes. So next we have people at the supermarket. Oh my gosh, 3% of the people shop while they're drunk. Well, time for a martini glass. Yep, select the whole thing. Gotham is the font right there. Yep, all caps, character, all caps right there. 3% of the people shop while drunk. Simple little infographic on this one, folks. Easy to do. I'm just gonna park that right over there. Martini glass, awesome. Okay, first of all, triangle. So we got our polygon tool. Triangle right there, yep. Rotate the whole thing. Even if you have to squish it a little bit, absolutely. And then we're gonna do our rounded rectangle as we go to get our perfect little stem, like so. That goes in, lines up right in the middle. And then, of course, we have to have our other triangle that gets copied, flipped, flattened, put on the bottom right here, and we have our little glass, merge it all together. Beautiful. Do we need some little fizzy stuff coming out the top? Absolutely. Because what says drunk better than little bubbles coming out of the top? Bubble, bubble, bubble. Beautiful. Okay, nice color for that. Yeah, let's pick one. Okay, so we're going to select the fill for everything here. And there we go. Nice and yellow. There it is. Ah, that looks kind of good. We're going to make this dark. I think that could be kind of the red right there. Nope, I want to pick up the red because I want to pick up that red. Beautiful. Right there. Okay, nice little graphic. Maybe those need to be blue. I think those need to be blue. Little fizzy ones, there we go, light blue, beautiful. Oh yeah, oh yeah, look at that. There it is, nice little graphic, park that in the corner there, fill this up. I think that can be reduced in size, a little bit lighter font. Make that big. And you know, maybe it's one of these things that I can go in and I can just rotate this, maybe fit it in here, and then just reduce the size of that overall. So that then this can become the hero. Yeah, that works. You know, why not? You know, part of me wants to do this too. So part of me is going to do this. I'm going to take this one of these little bubbles here, and I think I need to just like cross it over the edge here, and then I need to do the little knockout there, you know, where you do that. There it is, and now we need to fill this with yellow. Actually, blue kind of works. Yeah, I still like the yellow. Maybe that whole thing needs to be yellow. Just a lighter yellow. Yeah, I think the yellow works. Yep, okay, great. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay, that takes care of that. Now we're plunking all this stuff down. Oh, look at that. 20-ounce soda has 16 grams of sugar, and an average person consumes 45 gallons of soda a year. Ooh, this could be fun. This could be really fun. So we need to do a soda can, don't we? Sure do. Problem is with the soda can is it's dimensional. So I don't want to do a dimensional soda can because I can't. So 20 ounces of soda, 16 grams of sugar. So I'm going to go and I'm just going to draw a rounded corner rectangle like so. And I'm going to decrease the sides of this. And I'm going to do kind of like the little soda can, but I'm going to do a little trick here where with a soda can, of course, what happens at the top here, we have our little inverted corners like that. See? Rounded corners at the bottom, inverted corners at the top. Delicious. Absolutely. So soda, what color is soda? Soda is going to be, it's not going to be green. I think it's going to be red. Yep, there it is. Soda can, right there. Awesome. And I think with this one, we're actually going to put the amount inside here. So I'm just going to grab one of these containers here, and I'm going to say 20 grams of sugar. Select everything on down, select everything on up. And then I can take this copy and use my eyedropper tool, and I can select a lighter value here for that can, just so it's not hugely impactful. Shift, scale, rotate, plunk into place, bring to front, select with everything, group it, scale it, fill it to the template. Very good. So 20 ounces of soda, 16 grams of sugar. And we need to put the size of the soda in here, don't we? So I think we need to ungroup this. And I'm going to do the same thing here. So 16 ounces of soda. But with this, I think I'm going to go in and make it thin. And I'm going to make it a lot darker as well, so that we can see that and read that a whole lot better. I think that needs to be made a lot darker here because I'm not reading it very well. Okay, there we go. 16 ounces of soda, 20 grams of sugar. So the average person consumes 45 gallons of soda a year. 45 gallons. Okay? So I think a really good thing here is we're going to go in here and we're going to get Mr. Average Person. Actually, go back to my family here. Here's Mr. Average Person. Copy. And I'm going to put this thing in here, and I'm going to put it in there. And this little guy is going to be, hold down Shift and not Control. There we go. Put it right in. And this guy needs to be what color? I think it needs to be green. There it is. Mr. Average Person. Yep. Got to keep his head attached. Group. There it is. So if he consumes 45 gallons of soda a year, we have to basically make him swimming in soda, right? Average person consumes 45 gallons of soda a year. So 45 gallons, okay, make this the whole thing. That's going to become really big. And all lowercase, yeah, all lowercase may work right here. So how do we show 45 gallons of soda? Well, I could go ahead and I could repeat this whole thing, or we could just do like really big drums. But drums also have dimension to them too, which is the problem. So 45 gallons a year. What does that equate to a day? How many things a day? I don't know. So I've got to think about that, how I want to do that. But I think what I really want to do is, I really like my little, you know, these little things right here. I'm going to copy this. Nope. I'm going to copy this. Copy. Paste right there. I think we need to do soda. Little waves of soda. Nope, gotta do waves of soda like this, but we gotta do a lot of soda. So, I'm gonna go in, and soda is going to be, yeah, we're just gonna make it kind of like water, so we can show the water portion of it. Nope, I want 0, not Command O. Command 0, there we go. 45 gallons of soda a year. So of course we want them drowning in soda. So how do we actually fill up this guy with soda? That would be really good. Like how much he actually drinks. 45 gallons is an awful lot. How do you show 45 gallons? You know, we may just go in and take the soda here. And I'm just going to take the soda can. I'm going to reduce it down. So how many fluid ounces to a gallon? 128? 128. Okay. 128 divided by 16 equals what? Equals the calculator. 128 divided by 16 is 8 gallons, and it's 45 times 45, 360 cans of soda. 360. So I could draw 360 cans of soda here, which I can do really easily. That may be a really good infographic. But I want to do something really cool with the soda because I want to give it just a little bit of dimension to it. So I think what I want to do is, if I'm going to draw this, 360 times, which I'm not, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little highlight here just to make it look like some kind of brandy thing. Take my eyedropper tool, highlight that as my little brand right there. Got that, and I'm going to do that stroke right there. Round the ends a bit, and I think I'm going to have to lighten that just ever so slightly because I think it's going to be a little bit hard to see when I reproduce this so many times. So I grab this, I'm going to group this, and how many did I say, 360? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to duplicate this 18 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Great, okay. So that's 18 times right there. There it is. I'm going to group those together, and I'm going to scale those down so they fit in very nicely here. And so 18, and I now need 20 of those, right? Yes. So I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yes. Holy mother of soda.
That's a lot of cans.
There's a lot of cans. And there's a lot of cans, and I think that makes a really good infographic with a number of cans. But I can't imagine having that many cans right there.
One of the guys in the chat room said, what about a 45-gallon
drum?
Jug? Yeah, drum.
Like a 45-gallon. I thought about that.
Pouring into his mouth is what he said.
Yeah. I mean, that looks pretty good. We can do that. If we did a drum, that's really easy to do too, because I could just do a drum like this. And how I would then do that is I would just take and I would create the little ribs coming out here like this for the drum. And you just duplicate that 3 times because they're always top, middle, and bottom. And you probably ask me why I would know that. So if I did that and I merged it all together like this, and I did that.
Why would you know that?
Now you probably were going to ask me how I was going to know that. So there's my 55-gallon drum right there that I could put, or 360 cans a year. And there's my 360 cans. That's a lot of cans. But then I'd have to do like my super, oh, you know what? Oh, okay, so I like that idea. I'm not gonna go ahead, I'm not gonna throw my cans away because that took me forever to draw each one separately. Good grief, this is what really slows down Illustrator. I think this would be absolutely perfect if we were to put this all together and we were to put this actually in the can. Yes? I think so. So I'm going to take this, I'm just going to create a nice little, actually I'm just going to do this kind of as a gray, because that'll be good as like a 20% gray right here. And then if I take my soda, I'm going to park it in here, bring it to the front, group the whole thing, take Mr. Joe Average right here, and I'm just going to make him solid white right there so he's no color. And then I can take my entire can here and stretch it, because it really doesn't matter how those little bumps are. And I can bring this in here, bring that to the front, and Can't have the soda can be as big as the guy. But I can have him. I think with this, I still want to do all caps with that too. Makes it different. And we're going to truncate that so it doesn't. There it is. Make that kind of blocky like that. You know, and maybe that becomes our little infographic right there. Our big, huge 55-gallon drum. Right there. I like that. I like that a lot. There it is. Okay, that takes care of that. Now, I still like the cans here, because the cans could go right next to this thing. But I don't think you recognize that as cans. Those look like credit cards at that point. Yep, doesn't work. Yep, because you can't see the little highlights. Too many things. All right. Well, we're getting a lot of things going on here, and I think we got to put in some other full-size infographics here, because I think we're getting a lot of small stuff mixed up in here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this down. Whoops, picked up my butter pricing. Better not do that. There we go.
I liked how you did that in a reverse. Because it kind of adds that dimensional to the graphic.
Yep,
great.
Absolutely. And I'm going to do that more because as I realize as I start to do this, I think I'm going to put a color in the background, and then I'm going to begin to call out the things with the background sections as well. I did this as a gray because I didn't quite know what's going to work for me as well here, because I didn't know if this was going to stay in here or not, because it may be, you know, that I think needs to be all caps as well. I don't know why I'm going all caps, but oh yeah. Definitely. So that's kind of working as well. Let me just shut off the grid structure here and see how things are working. I think it's looking pretty good. Okay. Now, 23,500 kids are hurt in shopping cart accidents each year. This is going to be a fun infographic. I've already got this one prepared, folks. You know it. It's going to be great. There it is. Seeing as I have no children, I can make fun of them. Hurt in shopping cart accidents each year. I'm just going to take off in the US. There we go. There it is. And I've already prepared my little shopping cart. And so all caps with that too. I think the word accidents in each year need to be made big so I can see all that. Yeah, you know, in the US may work because that will make it all small again. Yep, I like that. Kind of fills the whole thing out. There we go. Want to see my infographic for this one? I love this. Family, there we go. Where is it? Didn't we do, yeah, we did the family right here, and I had this. Oh yes, there it is. My little baby in a shopping cart. And gonna go here. Paste little baby in shopping cart. Oh, that's great. Baby in shopping cart, right there. But I think we need to take this whole thing. Uh-huh. Isn't it great? Group that together. And, you know, this is so good that I think I need to actually do this so we actually make room for the little shopping cart thing right there. There we go. So I do the shopping cart and I kind of bring this up around right here. Yep, there we go. I like it. I like it a lot. Uh-huh, absolutely. Or, you know, even better, I'm going to try this one. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to rotate this. Let's see how Mr. Infographic feels now. I'm going to take this and ungroup this, and I'm just going to take baby out. I don't know. isn't the same, is it? No. I kind of like the cart spillage. Nah, it's got to be rotated. Yep, final say, it's rotated. Absolutely. I don't need to draw 23,500 kids, but it's looking good.